Well, good morning. I wrote this about 10 years ago, maybe 12 years ago on my blog, and I called it New Year's Resolution or a New Year's Revolution. And so here's my thoughts on New Year's Resolution or Revolution. Hold on one second. Of course, but first, coffee. Here's my thoughts on resolutions. As we start a new year, we all think about the past year. Most of us do. We've had victories and we've had losses, births and deaths. Some have started new jobs, some have lost jobs. Some have gained faith, some have lost faith. Some gained weight, some lost weight. All in all, there's been an ebb and flow in our lives as individuals, as families, as churches, as communities, as a nation. We are tempted to think that we are a success or failure based upon the news of the day in our personal lives. What many of us don't see is the bigger picture. All of the things mentioned above, they're part of life. Some people call them chapters in our lives. I don't like chapters. It was so funny when I was on online dating sites, these women saying, I want to start a new chapter. A new man. That's really, so it always made me think like, okay, she divorced one chapter, now she's going to meet a new chapter. Well, I got a hair right there. Where is it? How do I get that? There we go. Chapters are like imagery, a book, turning a page. So, she turned the page of one chapter and started another one. The pages get turned and new plots are revealed, new characters emerge. Sounds like online dating, right? I'm not even sure online dating existed 12 years ago, did it? Because that's when I wrote this. New storylines become old storylines. As a speaker and a writer myself, I like the imagery of being able to write your own chapters in the future. So, that new chapter, when you turn the page, is blank. So here we are at the end of 2020. We're turning the page tonight to 2021 at midnight. It seemed like a lot of 2020 was pre-written for you, right? Someone else controlled your life, told you what you had to wear, where you could go, how you could do it, how many could assemble inside or outside, right? Someone else was in charge. Let me encourage you by saying that you are in charge. Now that you know how to dance with this socialistic communism, which has nothing to do with anything that has been told to you, you need to know that you write your own chapters. Do you feel like you are the author of future chapters? Because did you know there's someone else writing 2021 for you? And that's the government right now. They're writing the script for 2021 of how you should act, what you will do, what you will buy, how you will buy it. In the past year, every store I've gone to, due to a national coin shortage, do you think that's a coincidence? Where the hell did a national coin shortage come from? Do you feel like in 2020 certain agendas were being pushed on you? Of course they were. Of course they were. Do you feel like you can be the author of 2021, of all the pages in 2021? Or do you feel your hands are tied, or someone else is going to be penning those pages? I am of the firm belief that God gives you the pen, and that strict obedience to government is sin, especially when they are trying to run your life the way they have. Do you need to do something different this year than you did last year? How are you going to act different in 2021 than you acted in 2020? You're not a robot that's acting out a script or a pre-programmed stage play, although There are people who have written that play, and you are going to act that part, whether you like it or not. If you're a business owner, you're going to close your business, and you're going to do what we say, and you're going to take that $600 or that $2,000, and you're going to shut up, or else. That's what we experienced in 2020. We have choices, and the consequences of those choices are the greatest teachers of all time. Do you need to do something different in 2021 than you did in 2020? Do you need to conduct yourself differently at work, with your family, in your relationships, how you approach relationships? Is it time to act on a dream this year, or is it going to get stifled? I know people that had a dream. They started doing something, started a business, then the lockdown happened. And it grounded them, took them off the path that they had planned. Is it time to act on a dream? Is it time to pick up what you dropped during the lockdown, the fake lockdown? Is it time to lose weight? What kept you from losing weight? Everyone needs to lose 10 or 20 pounds. Everybody. Most people do. Let me put it that way. Not everybody. Most people need to lose 10 or 20. I could stand to lose 10 or 20. Is it time to ramp up your love life? Well, I was looking for a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Then the lockdown happened. You let fear run your life, didn't you? Is it time to end a relationship? Is it time to start a relationship? Only you know the answer for that. The definition of resolution is a course of action to be determined or decided on. The key word there is action. A resolution without action is merely a nagging thought. So, may I suggest that you lighten your load by eliminating the self-imposed nagging thoughts and just choose things that you actually want to accomplish. Things that are actually doable, realistic goals. Action always trumps ideas. Always. Action always wins. It's easier to tweak an action mid-flight. Switch gears while you're moving. If you're into cycling, you know, you can only change gears while you are moving. Try switching gears if the bike is standing still. Doesn't work. Result? Conclusion? You need to get out there and act. You've been grounded this year. 2020 sucked for the most part, for most of you. Let's get real. There is a scripture, and you know me, I'm not a scripture quoter publicly, but I will now, and that's Jeremiah 29:11 that says, where God knows the plans that he has for us, and it describes those plans for prosperity and not harm. It also says plans for hope and a future. A lot of you lost your hope and you lost your future in the past year. Now, I don't speak with a lot of authority on that. I'm not the pastor. I'm not the pastor. Although I am a shepherd under the guidance of a great shepherd. But I'm not a pastor. I haven't always experienced prosperity. Hasn't always happened in my life. I haven't always felt like I have a hope and a future. But here's the catch. This is where faith comes in. If it's clear and defined and right in front of us, it's not faith. Right? You don't need faith if something is right in front of you. This is where faith comes in. Faith is believing in something that doesn't yet exist. A homestead for your family. A new career where you can best serve mankind or your family. Make yourself strong. Feed your family. And you send out your family to bring joy to the world. Keep them strong. You can't make them strong unless you yourself are strong. If you are 275 pounds and your healthy weight is 175, then a resolution of losing weight is an act of faith because that 175 doesn't yet exist. But what's going to make that happen? Action. Action. Faith and action. Some people say faith and works in the theological world, in the biblical world. Faith without works is dead. Well, think about it. Let's just think about it in the area of weight loss. Faith that you're going to get to 175 without action doing something about it is dead. Then you'll stay at 275. If you are alone and you desire a healthy, loving mate and put yourself out there to date or meet people because you want a mate, that's an act of faith because the mate doesn't exist yet. And then you have to overcome a lot of things. The various mates that you meet might not be suitable for you. And you come to the conclusion that you're better off alone than you are with that person. Of course, you never hook up, create a bond with somebody that you can't see yourself spending the rest of your life with. It's better to be alone. Yeah. If you're unhappy in your career or vocational life and attend a workshop or a seminar on improving yourself or start taking classes, that's an act of faith because that new vocation and career doesn't yet exist. So what are you doing? You're acting on it. There's action. There's works. Moving towards things. So rather than make a New Year's resolution, how about exercising an act of faith? Even if you're not real sure about God and the religious stuff, and that's okay. This is not a Christian channel. This is not a religious channel, although that's who I am in all my imperfection and failure. I still teach. I still get up. I wipe myself off, dust myself off, and get back on the road. And that's what you can do. Don't throw this message out just because you're not a person of faith. There's truth here. I don't think God is going to put a billboard in front of you. You may get direction, encouragement, and strength from where you never expected. Forget the resolutions. Turn off the radio, turn off the TV, tune out the noise, and listen to the small voice inside you that's been trying to speak to you for years. And don't forget to share that story of faith, believing in something that doesn't yet exist, that when you do possess it, it actually becomes a story. Just that alone will encourage and motivate others. Happy New Year.